All right, airplane manufacturers really trying to strike that balance right now between satisfying customer demand and dealing with some of the issues with their suppliers. Airbus just out with their third quarter results, and investors seem to like what they've heard. They also seem to like the fact that the company is standing by those longer-term forecasts. The company also ramping up production of its wide-body jets, saying that it expects a robust recovery in long-distance travel. Pleased to say right now that the CEO of Airbus is joining us right now, along with our very own Guy Johnson. Guy, take it away.
Romaine, thank you very much indeed. Guillaume, good evening. Thank you for your time. Romaine just laid it out perfectly. Q3 pretty solid, maybe a little light on the EBIT line, but nevertheless, the market seems to like what it hears. But what you are also saying today is that you are sticking to your full year guidance. Guillaume, just how big a Q4 are you anticipating? It looks like you're setting us up for a massive number.
Actually, we are already beginning of November, so we have part of the fourth quarter behind us with the month of October, and we've delivered 71 commercial airplanes in the month of October. So what we have to deliver for November and December this year is similar to what we did a year ago in November and December. So it's indeed a big quarter, but we see that we have part of that quarter behind us. Good performance in October. We think we are well placed for November, and we start to have also some visibility for December. That's why we felt like we're in a good place to confirm the guidance of around 720 planes in 2023.
Around 720 planes. Guillaume, everybody is now turning their attention to next year. They're trying to figure out what kind of a delivery schedule we could be looking at. You are ramping up a number of the different lines you have. Clearly, the 320 line is going to take a big push next year. However, as Romaine just mentioned, you are still facing supply chain issues. How much bigger can next year's number really be, given the constraints that you currently face?
I will not be specific on that question, as we don't give a guidance for the year 2024 if we give a guidance before our full year result, meaning Feb next year. But obviously, as we are in a ramp up on the 220, on the 320 big time, but also now on the 330 and on the 350, you might have seen that we have indicated we will be ramping up to rate 10 on the A350 by 2026. So we ramp up on all programs, and therefore there will be a significant uplift of the production in 2024 compared to 2023. And we are not yet at the point to be specific. We are preparing those programs, the 2024 programs, production programs with our suppliers. It is paced by the supply chain, and we will have a better visibility by the turn of the year, beginning of next year, at the point where we provide a guidance. But there will be a steady growth on all programs.
But have you gotten any pushback from customers, Guillaume, who are maybe looking at some of the potential delays with regards to the supply chain issues? Have they asked for anything in return if those delays do actually materialize?
Our customers expect the planes. There is a very strong demand, and that's an incredible situation to be in, by the way. The gap between demand and supply is large. Airlines have a strong appetite for the OEMs, and in particular Airbus, to supply products. And what matters for them is really to get the planes and be able to enter them into service, to have visibility. We know that when they received an aircraft, they want to put it in service as fast as possible. So they need to have the pilots trained, they need to have all the infrastructure ready. And also, at a point in time, they start to sell the tickets. So what they are really expecting in the difficult supply environment we're in, and they know that it's a very challenging environment, is first and foremost visibility and reliability in what we tell them about the entry into service of the plane.
When you look at travel trends, Guillaume, longer term, and there's been a lot of discussion about the wide-body rollout and some of the demands, the orders that we're getting for those, both for Airbus as well as from your competitor Boeing here. Is this a bet that long-haul travel routes will dominate much more than some of those closer-in destinations?
I think the single-aisle business, so the short and mid-range activity will continue to dominate in number of planes. We've seen the activity on the single-aisle recovering much faster after COVID than it was for wide bodies, for long range. But we think long range will follow up, will also recover first and probably even stronger moving forward. And when we look at the long-term perspectives for the market, we expect both single-aisle and wide bodies to significantly grow to the extent that we believe there will be around 40,000 planes to be delivered in the next 20 years.
Guillaume, you're ramping up, as you just confirmed to me, the 350 program. You're going to go to 10 a month 2026. That's not a big push higher. You're basically going from 8 to 9 to 10 by 2026. Picking up on Romaine's point, is that you signaling caution that you actually think the big push we're seeing for long-haul demand at the moment is not sustainable? Could you take that program higher by that point if demand remains as robust as it is now?
Well, actually, we see the demand growing. We see a recovery in the demand. And we were at a low point of rate 4 on the A350 during COVID. So we went from 4 and we keep growing, and we are now targeting 10. It's slightly, or it's very comparable to what we had pre-COVID. And we had said that the traffic itself would be recovering back to pre-COVID levels between 23 to 25, 2023 to 2025. So I think we are consistent with the evaluation, the assessment we made of the recovery of the market going just out of COVID. Do we have the potential for more? Yes. The A350 has the potential to go up to rate 13 based on the existing production system, and we will continue to monitor the demand, the recovery of the demand, with a big replacement cycle for wide bodies that is just starting. And also some expectations for growth. So the market has the potential to go higher, and we have the potential to continue to serve that market by further ramping up. But I'd like to just confirm that rate 10 on the A350 is already a very big number.
Okay, fair point. Guillaume, defense spending is rising in Europe. How long will it take, and in what scale should we be thinking about the benefits accruing to Airbus as a result of this? When are you going to see the benefit? Are you going to see the benefits of that pickup in defense spending? And how big an impact do you think it's going to have on your bottom line?
So I think we start to see some effects of the increased spending. You have probably observed that the order intake for defense and space is robust this year. It's good in Q3. It's higher than last year. And helicopters is doing well too on the orders for military helicopters. Now, how much time is it going to take to fully see the impact of the increased defense budgets of the European countries into our order book and P&L? I would love to be able to answer that question. Defense programs always take time. We are at Airbus on large programs, generally speaking, relying on multinational or international cooperation between countries. So I think it will take time, but we see the order intake growing. We think we're going to end up 2023 with a book-to-bill higher than 1 for defense and space, and very significant as well in helicopters for the military share of the business. So it's quite slow to try to fairly answer your question, but I think it's robust, and we will see it growing year after year.
All right, Guillaume, we're going to have to leave it there. Really appreciate you taking time for us. That's Guillaume Faury there. He's the CEO over at Airbus.